Hello, students. You're welcome. Today, we want to look at another interesting topic: transport system. I'm sure we are very conversant with the word transport. When we hear the word transport, what comes to our mind? Very good. Movement, moving, change of location, moving from a place to the other, and that's what we want to look at. What are the things moving? What are the things changing location within us? Now, when we hear the word transport, what does it have to do, or what does it imply? Transport system in biology refers to the movement of metabolic material from various parts of an organism, from where they are produced to where they are used, stored, or removed from the body. What are these metabolic materials that we are talking about, and why do they have to be removed, or why do they have to be moved from a particular part to another part? Why do they have to be used up somewhere? Why do they have to be stored somewhere? Why do they have to be removed, probably from the body? That we are going to see. Why the need for transportation? Number one, to obtain all essential materials for metabolism. Our body carry out lots of metabolic activity. It could be an anabolic process, it could be a catabolic process. Anabolic process like growth, catabolic process like cellular respiration, and our body will need some essential material to carry out these various metabolic activity. So there is need for transportation to carry out all this metabolic activity. Some of the essential material needed for this metabolic activity includes oxygen, maybe for cellular respiration, nutrients, water. So they need to move from various parts of the body to another. Another need for transportation, or another reason why transportation is necessary in our body or in the body of an organism, is to remove metabolic waste from the body. For example, human being, we breathe in oxygen and we breathe out carbon dioxide. So how does that carbon dioxide, how does it leave our body? It is through the help of our transport system. Then another point is to remove or to move mineral salts and water from the roots to the stem or to the leaf. Plants would carry out photosynthesis and they need water. Water will be found in the root or in the soil. So water needs to move from the soil to the leaf where photosynthesis will take place. So that's another need for transport. And another point why organisms need transport system is to move hormones from in your plant or animal, from where they are produced to where they are used. All right, there are lots of hormone in our, but that's a topic on its own. So transport system helps the movement of this hormone from where they are produced to where they are used. Let's see some there are some lower organisms that they don't have transport system. Lower unicellular organisms, like maybe your amoeba, for example, they don't have transport system, but they make use of diffusion as a process that helps them to remove metabolic waste from their body. Then larger organisms or more complex organisms like plants, like human, we have transport system that helps us to remove metabolic waste from our body. Let's see some materials that can be transported in animal first: carbon dioxide, oxygen, urea, excess salt has to be removed from the body. Water, amino acids, vitamins, sugar, fatty acids, hormones, and even antibodies. Let's see materials that can be removed from, or that can be transported, that can be transported in plants. We have manufactured food. All right, manufactured food from the leaf during photosynthesis has to be transported in plants. Excretory products like your oxygen has to be moved. Nitrogenous waste like your latex, gum has to be transported in plants, lipids, glucose, and numerous. You can actually search your textbooks for more. Let's see some media of transportation. When we talk of transport, generally in the secular world, some of us we go by bike, all right, we go by buses, some by cars, some by tricycles. Those are media of transportation. So also in plants, in organisms, what are some media of transportation? We have cytoplasm in lower organisms, we have cell sap or latex in plants, we have lymph in some animals, then we have blood in human. For the purpose of this topic, we are going to focus only on blood. Let's see the composition of blood. When we take our blood and we spin it in a centrifuge to probably separate the components, what are our blood? What are they made up of? Blood is made up of four major components. We have the plasma, which is the liquid portion that contains dissolved nutrients, hormones, and gases. Then we have the red blood cell. Another name for red blood cell is your erythrocytes. And your erythrocytes or your red blood cell helps to transport oxygen in the body. Then we have white blood cell. Another name for your white blood cell is your leukocytes that helps to defend our body. We are still going to look into it as we move on. Then we have the platelets, the thrombocytes that helps in blood clots. Don't forget, your blood is divided into four major components: the plasma, the red blood cell, the white blood cell, and your platelets. Those are the structure. This is your red blood cell, this is your white blood cell, your your platelets. Then we are still going to look at the types of white blood cell that we have. Your red blood cell is usually disc-like in shape. They have a nucleus, and it is red due to the hemoglobin that it contains. What is the function of the hemoglobin? Hemoglobin actually helps, is actually the complex molecule that helps to carry or to transport oxygen. Don't forget that your hemoglobin can actually carry 4 molecules of oxygen at a time, 4 atoms rather of oxygen at a time. Your hemoglobin actually mixes with oxygen and moves the oxygen to the tissue where it is being used for cellular respiration, and the cycle goes on and on. All right, so that's it. Then it goes like that. It takes it to the tissue, then it goes back to the lungs, picks the oxygen, and goes back to the tissue where it is used. Your red blood cell has a lifespan of 120 days, 4 months. Thereafter, it is being destroyed or recycled at the liver or the spleen. The white blood cell has an irregular shape. It's actually, we have 2 types of white blood cell. We have the lymphocytes and we have the phagocyte. The phagocytes, actually, the main function of your white blood cell is to attack any invader or any strange or foreign body in the foreign body in an organism. So your lymphocytes secretes it could secrete to actually attack, secrete some molecules to actually attack, while your phagocytes will actually engulf or swallow up the foreign body in an organism. Then let's move on to the platelets. Another name for the platelet, like I said earlier, is thrombocytes. And your platelets perform the major task of blood clotting. Whenever we have a cut, wound, or whatever, it's actually the function of the platelet to stop that blood, all right, by forming a network over that wound, all right. So it's actually, your platelet lacks nucleus and it has a lifespan of just 10 days. Thereafter, it is destroyed in the body. So I have a thinking question for us. If a person has a defect in the gene for fibrinogen, all right, fibrinogen plays a very important role in blood clotting. So if a person has a defect in the gene for fibrinogen, then what health problem would this cause? You can actually make some finding and get back to me on that. Let's quickly run through the function of blood before we come to the end of today's lesson. It helps in, of course, the transport of oxygen, temperature regulation, transport of digested food, transportation of excretory products. Our blood also helps in the transportation of hormones. It also helps in the defense against infection. They help to attack invaders, all right, that enters into our bodies. They helps also to in the production of antibodies. That's by the white blood cell, especially the lymphocytes of your white blood cell. They are the ones that actually secrete antibody, while your phagocytes, they swallow up the foreign body in an organism. Then your blood also helps in blood clotting. That's the function of your platelets, and the list is actually numerous. You can look for more and also get back to me in the comment section. So we have come to the end of transport system. In biology, transport system has to do with the movement of metabolic materials from where they are produced to where they are used, stored, or removed from the body of an organism. We also saw the components, the media of transportation, the cytoplasm, the lymph, the cell sap, the blood, and we focused on the blood. We saw the components of the blood, that the blood actually has four major components: the white blood cell, the red blood cell, the platelets, and the plasma. The red blood cell has a lifespan of 120 days, and it helps in the transportation of oxygen, while your white blood cell, it's divided into two. You have your phagocytes and your lymphocytes that helps to attack or destroy any foreign body in any foreign organ, or foreign object or foreign body in an organism. And we have our platelets that plays a very important role in blood clotting. See you next time.